What if we could make the world truly a better place and a more sustainable place? I'd like you to take a minute to reflect just on that one sentence. Do you think this is even possible? One would think that everything is getting worse. I don't subscribe to this opinion. I don't agree with this notion whatsoever. Why? Because when I look around and see how we're all trying to make the best of this COVID-19 situation, we've been mastering it actually really well. I don't see failure. I don't see egoistic behavior. But what I see is dedication, hard work, sacrifice, and compassion. At the end of the day, it's thousands of small groups like GreenBuzz and others that make the difference with our set of beliefs and the preparedness to help others which make the difference. And now this brings me to you. You, the sustainability experts, the climate evangelists, the Friday for Futures movement, those dedicated to making the world a better place. It's you, all of you here listening, like the healthcare specialists, the virus specialists, and all the rest now in the COVID-19 times making the difference. But we have a dangerous trend, and that's part of 2021. It's a word called copium. Some of you may have heard it, some of you may have not. It's a mixture of two words, coping and opium, coping in a delirium. Let's move beyond just coping in the sustainability world. Let's forget the opium-induced pipe dreams, the visions, the illusions of grandeur, the utopian eco-worlds that some politicians and other people are always trying to tell. That's what we're striving for. But let's focus instead, and the word here is focus, on just three things that we as sustainability experts do best. Number one, make a sustainable impact. Number two, make a sustainable impact. And last but least, probably no surprise, make a sustainable impact. What tools do we have as available to us as sustainable experts? Or what levers can we move to make the world a better place? Well, some of you mentioned social impact, the call to action for individuals, and also very importantly, or just as importantly, business, by giving them positive news. Nobody will move if you only give them negative or bad news. In our guild, the sustainability experts like you here, we have an intrinsic motivation to do good, to change the world, to make it a better place. But let's spread this intrinsic motivation, our positive messages, to other people who are less affine to this topic than we are. People want to do good. I've noticed it now in my jobs over the years. People don't get up in the morning to do something evil, to pollute. They want to do good, but they have to know how. There's institutional frameworks. I think of the new CO2 law for the people here in Switzerland. A big step. On the UE level, we have the new Green Deal. Also a big step. I also think now the signals coming out of the US are a step in the right direction. But they're just a small step, they're a signal. It's us as sustainability experts, responsibility to move and set the technologies, the sustainable financing, which we'll be addressing. As I said, technologies, for instance, efficient heating, buildings, renewables, the circular economy. The circular economy was already around in the 60s. It just had a different name. It came again up in the 70s. Oil shock, it came up again. But all small steps which are taking place. And now we really have a unique chance in 2021 to make it happen. I think also of food waste, nature-based solutions. Our goal should be to work together with businesses, NGOs, legislatures. We need to expand the coalition of the willing, not just to stay in this small group. And that is certainly a goal of GreenBuzz, of which I'm very proud to be a part of. We don't only have to build bridges. We always speak about building bridges, but we also have to cross them. And that's not as easy said as done. Or not as done, it's easier to say it than actually doing it. Because it may be a give and take, a compromise. But there's one thing going against us, and that is time is running out. I think Western philosophy made a mistake 30 years ago. There was always the statement that the truth is subjective. I'm sorry, I disagree. The truth is not subjective. Climate change is real. Plastic in the oceans are real. I don't negotiate on that. It's not subjective. It's a fact. You all here are impact generators, but also opinion leaders. People see you as the experts. Let us all be a bit daring and just move out of our comfort zones. I think now in Switzerland, we have a unique chance in Swiss history to support the proposed CO2 law and to profit. Oops. Time's up, but you'll have to bear with me for another 30 seconds. You have a unique chance in Swiss history to get the CO2 law to go through. We can profit from a legally binding framework which is supported by direct democracy. And that's why I would make the pitch here to support or vote against the referendum which is coming in. I think things are getting better. Actually, I'm convinced of it, but we just have to make it happen faster. We'll have to work all together on this, but I think we'll succeed. And I thank you all for being part of the solution and making the world a better place. Thank you.